Welcome back to Unofficial, everyone. We're short half our host today. It's me and Dave. We're going to break down Week 8 NFL. We were absent last week. Sorry about that. But we're going to break down NFL and some of the NBA matchups that happened this week for the first week for tip-off and World Series talk, too. Dave, let's start with our first game of the week. We got the Jets and Giants. How you feeling about this game? Battle of New York.
I really just think the Jets probably win this one. I mean, I don't know if Sauce is playing, but because I haven't really seen any news about that. I think I saw something pop up on my phone yesterday about it, but I didn't read into it. But that team seems to be doing pretty decent since.
If Wilson doesn't turn the ball over, I've noticed they're in games.
Yeah, I mean, they beat the Eagles was it last week or 2 weeks ago at this point?
I think 2 because the Eagles just beat the Dolphins.
Okay. Yeah, so they beat the Eagles, which really thinking with Rodgers being out, that shouldn't have been a winnable game.
Mm-hmm.
They took the Chiefs to all the Chiefs really wanted. So I mean,
they beat the Bills.
Yeah, they beat the Bills. So I mean, Zach's doing what he needs to do in some of these games, but then you see the games they lose, it looks like he's the reason they're losing also.
Yeah. And it's when he turns the ball over.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've noticed for sure. But I agree with you. I got the Jets in this matchup. I think it's going to come down to the better roster in this one because I like both coaches a lot. So I don't really want to dive into it too much because I don't even believe in this pick very much, but I got the Jets in that one for sure. Jet Life Stadium, baby. I know Christian sadly isn't here today, but we're going to break down the Jags and Steelers matchup. I'm sure he is happy for the wins for the Steelers that have been happening, but like we alluded to before the show when we were talking, that offense is bad.
It's other than I think one drive last week, it's just so stale. I don't even know what to call it.
It's like watching paint dry.
It was never fresh in the first place. So I mean, you see the one drive a week, it seems like that you're like, wow, that's a decent offense. And then, I mean, they're the
rest
only
is 50-50 balls.
They're the only team in the past few years that hasn't had a 400-yard offensive game, and it just continued. It's like they have 77 games in a row or something like that, and the closest team to them is 12.
That's crazy. How many seasons is that?
It's since Matt Canada's been there. I think it's
that's like 4, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's crazy.
I'm not good at quick math.
Yeah. I would assume within the 4 years. Have they been to the playoffs in the last 4 years? Yeah, they lost to the Browns.
About to say they lost to the year that Baker had his breakout year.
Truthfully, after they went undefeated and they got their first loss that season, that's when they've been dry.
Yeah, they started out so well. Claypool was like, "Oh, I don't know what losing feels like," and then he found out what losing feels like. He doesn't win anywhere he goes now.
That dude, McDaniel's gonna have to get him out of there. They can't have this losing culture.
I really don't know why they got him. That wasn't a need.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a matchup the Jags should win for sure. But I just have a weird feeling, like how you said, the Steelers are just finding ways to win these games. And any field that Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, Michael Parsons, or Nick Bosa's on, I'm not counting that team out.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
I mean, I'm up in the air about this, but I'm going to take the Steelers this week for fuzz's sake.
It's a tough one. They've been struggling somewhat against the run this year, and I think that's going. If you struggle against the run against Jacksonville, Travis is he's going to have a good game if you continue to struggle against the run. But so I think I'm going to go Jacksonville this week because I just think that run game is going to be decently well, and I like I like Trevor.
Okay. All right, I like that. So far we were both the same on the Jets, and we're splitting that one. Next matchup we got. I'm actually excited for this game and the next game, but the Eagles and Commanders matchup, I actually think the Commanders stand a chance. I don't know why. I just have this funny feeling that this Eagles team is going to play at every other team's level of competition this year. That's just the vibe I get from this team. They got rolling against the Dolphins. I'll give them credit. They looked really good. But I like that Commanders front seven, and I think they actually get after Hurts this weekend, and I think they make it tough on him. Also, I think we finally see the tush push stop this weekend because Allen looked pissed.
Yeah, he did. I so I forget who I saw describing the best way to stop it, and it was somewhat an NFL person. He was a former coach or player,
Oh,
and he
okay.
was like, he said pretty much what you want to do is you don't want to let Jason Kelsey be the very bottom of the pile, because as soon as he's the bottom of the pile, that means he did his job, and you're able not really that gives the length of Jason Kelsey for Jalen to just
It's like a ramp.
go. Yeah. So pretty much
Pause.
the goal is who's ever right on Jason Kelsey's level pretty much wants to get underneath him, and then that can cause this dysfunction.
Yeah.
The play's just so weird because I mean it. I've seen so many other teams try it and it's not working for them. But once you have a quarterback that can bench 600 pounds and the best center in the league,
Bench 600, you mean squat, right?
squat, my bad.
Oh my God. Dude.
It wouldn't surprise me if he could bench it also. Yeah, I meant squat though.
Ooh, you seen those videos? They're like, "Ooh, I'm Jalen Hurts. I'm so perfect. Ooh, I get all the bitches. Ooh."
uh, but yeah, Jalen, it's going to be hard to stop it just because how much strength he has in his legs.
I agree. I
He had the
do.
best.
I do think this is the front seven that has the best chance to stop it, especially because they see them twice a year, so they get the reps against the play, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um, but I got a weird feeling about this one, and I'm gonna. The Eagles are a team that I believe will lose 4 or 5 games. Like that's what I thought at the beginning of the year, around 4 games, and this could be one of the ones that they just drop. And I expect it to, especially in Washington. Go commies, go commies, baby.
I don't think the Redskins win this game. Um, I think I think Brown continues his dominance of I think like 125 receiving yards in the past like 5 games or something like that. Forget the exact stat, but it's been a decent amount. And once I saw it, I was like, really, that's true. And I went and fact checked it. I was like, wow, it's
He
true.
really threw that fit at halftime, up 14 points.
Yeah, and it's worked. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's he's a really good receiver. I mean, nobody takes
Oh
that away
yeah, I'm
from him.
not no not negating that.
I just don't think that offenses look that great this year
It
compared to
hasn't
last.
looked as high powered as I thought because I thought with the addition of DeAndre Swift and especially after that second game he had, I thought they were going to be unstoppable because he could either run for 100 on you or Devontae or Goddard or even Brown obviously could get
Yeah,
100 yards on you. I mean, he's been doing it for 5 games straight, but like Devontae, he's been a little quiet all year, but that's because he takes the top off the defense for AJ.
yeah. I think so. He's a person I could see being somewhere else here soon. Like, I don't think they'll trade him this season because I think him on the roster gives him a better chance to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's
At
going
the
to
end
be
of
one
his
of the
rookie deal.
yeah, he's going to be the one of the people that they're either trying to get a trade partner with or he ends up walking in free agency. But
I could see it.
because it's hard to pay two top receivers like that,
Mm-hmm.
hard to do.
I know. I mean, and it'll be tough because I don't know if Devontae would want a huge pay, like just like T Higgins. Like
Yeah,
they got to look out for themselves, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, but so you got the Eagles in that one.
yeah.
Alrighty. And this next game, this is game of the week number 1. Got the Rams and Cowboys. Um, I'm looking forward to this game with Cooper Kupp being back healthy for the Rams. The Rams have looked really well. I think Dan Orlovsky said something on Get Up this week. He was saying that Matt Stafford, he believes that he's still the most underappreciated quarterback in the league for what he does. And I agree because I didn't think this Rams team would even be in contention for these games I'm thinking they are. And I think they're going to win this game. But my gut is telling me to go with the Cowboys because they're in Dallas. So I'm going to go with Dallas.
I could see the Rams really winning this game. Last week was a weird week for the Rams. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you start off the game against the Steelers last week, 2 drops in a row by Cooper Kupp. Like, open, like, probably runs for 10 yards at least on one of them after the catch. So, I
And like you
mean,
said, it's at the beginning of the game. It gives you that spark.
yeah. And so, I mean, and then you have other situations in that game that really hurt them. But those 2 drops right away just kind of set a tone for that game, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cooper's not going to do that again. He's not
No.
dropping back-to-back plays. So I really think the Rams will end up pulling this one off. I don't think they have 2 weeks where in a row where it's just they're shooting themselves in the foot rather
Yeah.
than because I mean you can try to
And
blame the refs all you want.
Diggs is out. I forgot about that. Like,
Yeah,
and I mean Gilmore, he's already shown he's having trouble as the one,
yeah, he is.
like by himself without Diggs. So I might have to change. I'm going Rams, baby. Let's go. I'm riding this Rams train with you, Dave, because I don't think they can cover their receivers.
No, I don't really think many people are covering those receivers.
It's true. It's very true. Double Rams though. Go Rams. In Dallas, it's tough.
Cowboys are frauds.
We got some NFC East matchups here, or NFC North. Sorry, apologize. Uh, Vikings and Packers here.
Vikings surprised me.
Yeah, Kirk, man, he's good. Jordan Love stinks. I'll take the Vikings.
I'm taking Vikings on this. I don't think there's a way. I mean, if a team could do it, probably the Vikings could with the way they started the season. But I don't know what way you're beating the 49ers, and then the next week you're like, we're going to lose to the Jordan Love and the Packers.
Hey, like you
I mean,
said, if there's a way to do it, they might find it.
yeah. That Addison, oh my goodness. That catch where it should have easily been an interception, he takes it to the house. Like, just took it from him, said, no,
Give me it.
I'm gonna halves that. Sorry. Like, I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
this. I got to take it to the crib.
He
Baby
said
mama,
that
wait.
belongs. That belongs to me. That was my property.
Uh,
But I do like this Vikings team. I'm glad they're catching fire, especially for Derek's sake. Um,
yeah.
I just want to throw this out here. Since he went 0-2 in fantasy in Matt's league, he changed his name to I Give Up. Has not lost since.
That's
Has not lost since. Started 0-2. I Give Up. Doesn't lose.
that's amazing.
Let's touch down to your division, Dave. We got the Falcons and Titans. Um, I
Titans let us down. The
yeah, I
train
know,
stopped.
and it stopped. So now I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Like, is it going to pick back up where it should have been, or is it just downhill from here?
I like this matchup because it's two friends coaching against each other, and it's going to be a close game. So I'm just going to make this simple. I think the Falcons will squeeze it out at the end of the game. I think it's going to be a game where maybe the Titans control most of it,
I think Will
but
Levis is.
Will Levis is playing, starting,
I
isn't
think
he?
so. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
he pulled out, and I think they said they were going to go with Will Levis.
that's a tough defense to play for your first game.
I know.
Um,
But they do have a better offense than what other than like how Bryce struggled against the Falcons. I mean,
yeah,
you have so much help
yeah.
around
Will's
him.
going to struggle with that secondary. I'll take the Falcons.
I'm going to take the Titans just because screw the Falcons. I mean, one touch for Bijan last week. You're lucky my Lamar and Mark Andrews showed up in my
Mm-hmm.
fantasy team
Shout
because
out Mark Andrews.
like I should have easily lost last week, but instead I dominate the guy because of Lamar and Mark Andrews.
Shout out
But
Mark.
Bijan getting one touch, I mean, it's just ridiculous because they supposedly the sickness happened on Saturday. That
Mm-hmm.
means he should have been on the injury report, and if he would ended up on the injury report, we're like, hey, this guy's probably not playing much because he's sick. I would have pulled him from my starting lineup. But
Exactly.
screw the Falcons. Like, I hope the worst happens to you. I hope you get sued. You messing with gamblers' money. We don't like that around here. We don't support gambling either. Get help. The 1-800 whatever the gambling one is if you struggling with gambling.
Bet responsibly. That's what we'll say. Bet responsibly. Bet responsibly.
Yes, definitely bet responsibly.
Um,
Because I mean, we just literally talked about fantasy football. That is betting.
yeah, true. I was gonna say. I mean, you play for money.
So
Next game, heading down to Miami. Best offense in the league. Bounce back week after that loss to the Eagles, I think, and I think after the first Patriots game they played, they want to show that they can't really guard them like that, and I think this is the Dolphins game to take. I think the Patriots will still be in the game because it's Belichick. I'm not gonna say that dude's getting blown out, but Mac Jones seems to be like the Titans team. He just every other week he stinks or he's good. So I'll
yeah.
go Dolphins.
I'm going Dolphins on this one because I just don't see a way that offense doesn't perform 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bama
I just,
boys at quarterback.
yeah, it is. Same locker room and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what.
Back to back weeks. That's got to be weird for Tua.
Yeah, he's getting to catch up with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
Back to back to back.
Yeah,
Bryce, Jalen, Mac.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. We got the Saints and Colts as our next matchup. This Colts team, weird,
That's the best way.
weird. I don't
Even
know
the
how to
Saints
describe it.
game, like what happened to all the people saying, like all the Raiders fans, like please comment. You said if Derek Carr has a top 5 defense, he's a Super Bowl winner. I ain't seeing it.
Mm-mm. I'm seeing their
Where's it
defense.
at?
I'm seeing the
Like,
defense. I'm not seeing a Super Bowl winner.
yeah, I'm like missing the quarterback. Like, where you at? I mean, put Jamison in. He'll win
I
some
mean,
games.
do I really like? Where is he?
Are those things working?
I might have to get him cleaned up.
Yeah, because kind of look like David Carr out there.
That's a good bar. I like that. David Carr or Derek Carr for this week. Let's see if he meets those expectations. I don't think he will. I like this Colts team. They're
And Olave getting in trouble. That's bad.
mm-hmm. Yeah, he said I play for the Saints, man. Okay.
Oh yeah, so you're really ruining our fantasy team. So sorry, we're
Yeah,
gonna have to.
he's like, I'm playing you this week in fantasy. You're out of here.
I knew you played for the Saints.
Yeah, you're gone. Sorry about that. I do like this Colts team. They're very spunky, as Big Cat calls them. Shout out Big Cat. I think they have a good defense. I like how they're starting. It sucks they're not getting Jonathan Taylor as many touches as everyone wants him. They want him getting 30 touches a game off rip, but
Moss
he
has
looked
been looking good though.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. They look fine, and Gardner is playing well.
Okay.
Used the hell out of his legs last week against the Browns. That was an awesome game.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Saints team does have a good defense, though, but I think the Colts have a better defense against the Saints offense than they do against the Colts offense.
Yeah.
And I like
Nice.
Michael Pittman. He's a beast.
He's one and out. It sounds like
You think?
he's complaining about his touches. He says he's
I
not
mean,
getting used to it.
it makes sense though because he when he gets the ball, he seems to make big plays.
Yeah, that's literally what he said. He's like, I'm not getting the ball enough, but like every time I touch the ball, I'm making a big play. Like
Mm-hmm.
he had what, 2 catches for like it was
They were
probably
big
close to
plays.
80 yards or something.
Yeah,
Like it might have been more than that because I mean he had the seven. I think it was a 75-yard touchdown.
that's
Like
like some. That's just crazy.
I
Colts get
mean,
Michael Pittman the ball, you win this game.
yeah. I mean Downs is a beast, but still get that ball to that man. I mean,
And I know Dave's excited for this next match. Oh wait, do you got the Colts as well?
yeah, I got the Colts.
Okay, okay. I was just making sure. Um, second game of the week. Number 1, 2, and 3 draft picks are playing this week. Dave, break this game down for us. How you feeling?
I finally hope the Panthers get a win. Because I'm looking at this schedule, like these next few games for the Panthers are winnable games. Our offense is it's looking better every single week. And so I'm just hoping that, because this Texans team is a good team. I think they
Mm.
continue, like CJ Stroud's been put in a really good situation for him and playing well. Bryce, don't lose to number 2, because then I'm going to have to hear it. It's gonna happen. Panthers should have drafted CJ. Like Bryce, please win, just please for
I
me.
I'm actually right there with you. I think this Texans team is obviously a good team. You guys have looked better each and every week, and this is just a game that would feel really good on the season to have your first win like be this game,
Yeah,
and I think it might happen actually.
I
It
really
be
believe so.
because like you said, you don't want Bryce is going in. He's going in super locked in anyway. He's not really thinking about the outside noise, but like part of you has to like be thinking they're not gonna. I'm gonna go out there and make sure this guy like because that's what Tom Brady would be thinking. Like they're like I'm going to sit him down. Like they
Yeah,
drafted him over me. I'm going to sit him down. So what he did against Drew Brees. And if Bryce has that like killer mentality this week, you guys might put up some points. Points.
yeah, I can see it. Play Adam Thielen. If you got Adam Thielen in your fantasy,
Yeah.
stop second guessing it. This Panthers offense I know hasn't looked great, but he's putting up numbers every week. Play him in your fantasy, unless you have like 2 studs at receiver or 3 studs at receiver.
Or a
Just
good
keep him.
black at flex, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I
definitely.
think Panthers actually get the first win. I really
I'm
do.
right there with you. Let's keep pounding. Let's get that dub this week.
Yes. And another reason I think we can get the win is Julius Peppers and Moose are both going into the Ring of Honor, the Hall of Fame
Okay.
for the Panthers. So
Shout
it's
out
just
J
a big,
Pep.
like it's a big week for those two and like this Panthers organization.
Did he have 3 Hall of Fame careers?
I would say 2. I would say because
The
the
Bears
pack.
wasn't,
No, I'd say
or
the
the
pack really wasn't
okay, the Packers wasn't. Okay, okay.
because like he left us, went to Chicago,
But he was
and
still good there though.
oh, he came back to Carolina and ended up playing good too.
Hmm.
Like he was a part of like he said the best defense he was probably a part of. I think it was the 2013 or 2014 Panthers.
Oh,
Like
with Kuechly and
yeah,
Thomas Davis. That
yeah,
was a
and
squad.
yeah, it was. I
Josh
was.
Norman.
It actually might have been 2016. My bad. I
Norman,
think it was.
right?
Norman would have been gone if it was the 16 year that Peppers was a part of.
Okay.
Because Norman left and went to Washington because the Panthers, being a stupid organization, franchise tagged him and then said, "Oh, we're going to pull the franchise tag away and let you become a free agent."
Hmm.
It made no sense.
That's
But
odd.
dude showed out to. He was definitely a zone, like he was definitely a scheme corner. But
Uh
if he would have stayed in the scheme, he would probably continue having a great career. Could have maybe been a Hall of Famer if he had stayed in Carolina.
hmm.
Because I mean, that year he had was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Literally got paid because of 1 year and was probably the best corner that year that we went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
This
Hmm.
next game is difficult too.
It's a really good game. I think we should add a third game of the week because I like your guys' matchup. Like I think that's a good matchup to key in on, especially for both of those teams. It's probably the only key game we'll get for the year.
Yeah.
But nah, Deshaun's not playing, so I'm gonna make this simple. This Browns defense is the best in the league, in my opinion, but they need him to be healthy to be able to play football. Like PJ is really shooting them in the foot. Like the Browns should be winning these games. And
Yeah.
he's just making sure they get the win. Like if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
And I think this week it's a tough travel, it's a long flight. It's a
Difficult
really
schedule.
hard it's really hard to play there. Like they're called the 12th man for a reason. I'm going to the Browns defense keeps them in this game, but I got this. I got the Hawks.
I have Seattle also, just for the fact that Gino does his best at not turning the ball over,
Mm-hmm.
and Cleveland has been doing really well at that, and it's the reason they won the game last week was because turnovers, because of Miles Garrett. um, it's, but I just don't.
Those four I mentioned, that Mount Rushmore,
Yeah,
that's just the only it's just a sigh. Like you have there's no other way to describe. It's just
until Bosa starts performing this year, though, that's the only reason that 49ers team isn't considered the number one defense. Well, and the
mm,
way Cleveland's playing, but if Bosa starts performing better and that 49ers defense in general just needs to start performing better because it's not been as good as what we expected.
yeah.
So,
It's funny because that Micah and Nick Bosa back and forth. It's like seeing young TJ and young Miles. Like they're just gonna always get the same stats against each other. And
yeah,
then Miles and TJ just elevate to this new level this year. And they're both competing for MVP right now.
yeah,
And that's absurd. We have two
it's
hosts
crazy.
on this show with two MVP candidates, and it's not even
On
Mahomes.
the offensive side.
It's not even Mahomes. Oh my.
If neither of them are considered in the finals for the MVP talk, it's ridiculous. If the season continues the way it is,
Mm,
because Cleveland doesn't have the record they do now if it's not for Miles Garrett in that defense. Same
mm.
thing with the Steelers. If it's not TJ Watt in that defense, that that team probably hasn't won a game yet.
Oh my, no, because you got to think he's the sole reason they beat the Browns and why they won the game last week.
Yeah,
Because if he's not out there, they don't have those crazy points like in clutch times too.
I mean, they somehow I don't know. You can tell that defense is doing its job whenever their offense in the fourth quarter against the Browns was held to -7 yards,
Mm,
and they still win. They were down in the fourth quarter and still win
yeah,
with the -7 offensive yards.
two defensive scores, just unreal.
Yeah,
This next game is great too, Dave. Oh my
yeah, it is.
gosh, we are blessed with football this week. Thank you, NFL. Shout out script writers and schedule makers. Uh, Bengals 49ers, our second 4 o'clock game, the first of the 425 slate.
They don't lose three in a row.
Nope, I agree.
They don't lose
The
three in a
Bengals
row.
are starting to look like the team we thought they are. We thought they were,
Yeah,
but I agree with you. It's one of those things. It's like that shouldn't be why we pick this game the way we do, but that's exactly why we're picking it the way we
yeah.
are. Like they're not losing 3 in a row. I think
But
Brock
Sam
Purdy.
Darnold starting.
Oh, is he? Because I saw
Yeah,
Brock was questionable.
concussion protocol. It looks like Sam's most likely getting the start.
I'm glad
I
you
don't
let me
think
know
that
that.
hurts.
I don't think so either. I think
Sam Darnold showed last year that he can be reasons you win football games because last year when he came in for Baker, he wasn't turning the ball over for the Panthers the first few games, and we went on a win streak with him.
mm-hmm.
He's going to do the same for this team because this team is better than what the Panthers were last year. This 49er team is way better than what he had in
Very
Carolina.
true.
win games.
I think they come in well prepared. I don't know if like the Bengals have two really good D tackles and they can really stop the run, but I don't know if they can stop their scheme.
Yeah. Bless you.
Oh my gosh, what a vagina sneeze. um, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it simple. I just like that this 49ers defense is gonna get after the Bengals, and it's gonna be really bad for Joe this week.
Yeah. I
And
think
I hope he stays healthy because it's one of those weeks where he's gonna have to run for his life.
Bosa has 2 sacks at least this week because I think on the season right now he has 2.5. I think he finally breaks through and gets at least 2 this game.
Extra motivated. Joe went to LSU from Ohio State. You know they'll always find something personal to take out of that. The
Yeah.
Bosa boys.
Personal.
Yeah, personal.
The
We'll head
great
to the
value
next.
Broncos.
Yeah, we'll head to this next game. I'm not sure if you noticed, we got 3 bye weeks this year.
Yeah.
We got our bye week, and then we had 2 games against this team that Patrick Mahomes has never lost to. So we'll keep it simple. Go Chiefs.
I mean, congrats, great value Broncos for getting a win last week.
And congrats for the great value stats for Russell Wilson, the padded stats that he has.
Yeah, because
13-4. It should be 13-40.
honestly, with the way like this season is, you would thought his stats were something like 9 touchdowns to like 13 interceptions at this point, and it's really not, which is surprising.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still
Jameis
not winning
Winston,
football games. That's all that matters.
perfectly balanced. Jameis Winston.
So I mean, I don't think the Chiefs lose this game. The only way Denver wins this game is if the Chiefs lose this game.
I agree.
Not the Broncos will not come into this game and beat the Chiefs. It'll be the Chiefs beating the Chiefs.
I agree.
But that's not happening. Chiefs win.
Yeah. This next game I think is like a very similar game.
Baltimore might be the best team in the NFL, dude.
Yeah, bro, because their defense is top 3 good, but their offense is top 3 good too.
Have you seen the rumors? Derrick Henry is rumored to maybe be going to Baltimore. Yeah. Just stick that one on you. Oh, pause.
I got the Ravens in this game.
I got the Ravens, and if they get Derrick Henry, I'm sorry, NFL.
Yeah,
because they're a top run team almost every year it seems like, and they do it with guys with like Hill, like some guy you've never heard of. Like if they leave Baltimore, they don't run the ball well. People be like throwing left hooks and elevators type players.
And with JK out with an Achilles, like you need it.
I feel so bad for that guy.
I know he's young though. I think he's gonna do it right because he's using the same doctors as that Rodgers is using.
I would too. The dude's already throwing the ball.
I know, like that's good. That's crazy. You see, JK's like hopping around.
Yeah, I hope for JK he gets healthy because it's every year he's going down with something, and he's a good talent. He just isn't healthy.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I do. I think this is like a similar situation, though. I think the only way the Ravens would lose this game is if the Ravens just lose it.
Start passing rugby balls again.
Yeah, I mean that they found a way. That's what I'm saying. I won't put it past them, but they've found a way before.
Yeah,
but I do think they'll come away with this one. Sunday Night Football, Bears Chargers.
Why is this Sunday Night Football?
because Brandon Staley is the same as the Bears. So what he's going to do is keep the Bears in the game long enough, but the Chargers never show a sign of losing this game.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, that's what's going to happen.
Are we rooting for the Cinderella story? Like, I don't want it to end here.
No, do we make a pick straight based on here?
I hope the Bears win this game. Sorry, Luke. I know you're going to hate it if this happens again, just for the fact that he's going to have to perform well for them to win this game because you have to score
He
points to
gets the
beat
ball out
the
quick.
Panthers. Yeah, he does. And that helps that offensive line so much. I know you don't like to hear that, Luke, but
I don't know if I
it,
told you this, Dave, but and for the show, but I went to middle school with Tyson Bagent.
yeah, it's crazy.
I know, that's so cool. He went to after that, like he went to Martinsburg High School. I went to
Yeah,
Jefferson for my freshman year, but Martinsburg won states. I think every year he was there.
yeah, like they're
Every year.
just dominant. If he wasn't from West Virginia, like he would have been a D1 quarterback.
Oh yeah, because he lit up all the D2 records at Shepherd too. He was
Like he was
he
winning,
did
like
not turn the ball over. He doesn't turn it over.
he was winning their like Heisman, like whatever their trophy is for like
Hmm.
the best player. He was winning that.
Yeah.
I hope
Shout
he
out
wins.
Tyson Bagent and shout out West Virginia.
Yeah, I hope he wins. I hope
And
he does.
I hope Tyson Bagent beats the Chargers this weekend.
Same, I really do. But that being said, I think Chargers win this game, but
Yeah, yeah,
go Bears.
yeah. Go Bears. And then a really weird Monday Night Football game. Probably.
Lions don't get beat twice in a
Why are the
row.
Raiders on Monday Night Football twice?
What it? What is this prime time schedule right here, NFL? You
The
didn't
only
give us a good Thursday night, Sunday night, or Monday night this week. You suck.
nothing good. Nothing.
If the Lions somehow lose again to the and lose to the Raiders, that would be crazy. But no, Jared Goff has a bounce back week and they just dominate the Raiders. Like it's going to be a massacre, I feel like.
I agree with you. I just for that reason too. I just think Goff is. I think Goff and Johnson are going to be in their duffel bags this weekend. It's gonna. It might be bad. They might be pulling out some crazy trick plays,
Yeah. So
and they might
I
score on every one of them.
just give the ball to St. Brown. That's all I ask for because
He's a
fantasy,
beast.
like I said, bet responsibly, but fantasy.
Yeah, bet responsibly, definitely.
I mean, I want to continue my dominance in this league that I'm in. I don't want to.
Mm.
I don't want to be losing.
That's how I am in my one fantasy league. I'm the 1 seed right now, but can't let my foot off the gas. Luke got a loss last week. I got lucky.
I'm the 1 seed right now, and most likely, even if I lose this week, I'll still be the 1 seed. Like unless I get outscored by 100 points. By
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
yeah. If so, I need to quit fantasy. Give up.
Let's talk a little World Series last night. Rangers walk it off in the ninth. Absolutely crazy game.
How crazy is this matchup? Let's talk about that.
I know two teams that had
Nobody
over
thought
100 losses last year.
who would have thought the Phillies and the Astros lose those series
I know.
and end up giving us the better team in Texas, bro. Give
Hey,
us the Rangers versus the Diamondbacks.
and the better NL team too.
It's crazy.
Just what it is right
I
now.
I wanted Philly to be in it so bad.
I wanted Baltimore to win it.
Yeah. You have a friend that's a big Orioles fan, don't you?
Yeah,
From,
I actually, yeah, I
right?
went to I went to a game with him this year. It was my first Orioles game. Well, not my first Orioles game because I went with my dad. But
Christian's
what's up?
continuing story. I have a
No,
funny story. Christian's
oh,
first
okay, okay.
Orioles story.
Yeah, I went to my first Orioles game with him, and that place was like rocking. It was awesome.
So, was it Is Chris Jones the name of the guy that I'm trying to think of?
Adam Jones,
No, it was man. Who's
Chris
the
Davis.
Chris Davis? I think it might have been. It was a guy that ended up not being very good for the Orioles, but like that 1 year he had really good.
Yeah, he had a crazy home run year. I'm pretty sure. I forget
So
when.
Christian went to a Pirates versus Oriole game, and Christian's like, the Orioles aren't even good this year. Like, it's going to be a fun time. Chris Davis hit 3 home runs that game. It was like a 11-0 game or something like that. It was just bad. Christian hated his life. for that game.
He he always says something way too early, way too soon. Like he jinxes himself in the worst ways.
Yeah, it was crazy. Three. Let's see. Oh, bro, he did it multiple times in his career.
Who, Chris Davis?
Yeah.
He could rake the ball.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, I can't find the game against the Pirates. Oh, Chris Davis hits 3 home runs at as Orioles beat Pirates. What's the final score? 9-2 was the final
Uh,
because of that. And so literally it was him. He was the offense that day. But
Poor
yeah, so I
Christian.
mean, I kind of wish we would have had a different matchup, but walking off game 1 of the World Series.
It makes for a good series ahead. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was a comeback win. I mean, they were down 5-3 heading into
Yeah.
the ninth.
You want to know what the crazy stat is about that team?
What's the crazy stat
Every
about it?
every postseason game that they've scored first, they've won, and they scored first last night.
Yeah, they
So
did.
even though it was a comeback win, they still get like that
Yeah.
continuation of that crazy stat. Like they can put up runs quick. And Corey Seager, he's a beast.
Yeah. Teams, it's going to be a fun series. Fun
Hmm.
series.
I think so too, because this Arizona team, they're not going to quit.
No. If you quit and then once you made it this far,
Oh yeah, you can't. I mean, you like they're way too young to just like to tire out or give up or anything.
yeah. So it should be a fun series.
Yeah, and NBA started this week. I know the Warriors got a win under their belt last night.
Yeah, it was a sad start because they could have beat that Suns team. They
I
just
agree.
got outscored by 10 in the fourth quarter and lose by 4, I think it was. So I mean,
Hmm.
can't do that in the fourth quarter. That's where you got to be showing up. But and Chris Paul, dude, just terrible. Like 4 for 15 game 1 against your former team.
Hey, with that three, they cut the deficit to 37. That's all I remember about Chris Paul.
But Steph hitting the night on the Kings again. They're gonna hate seeing that face. Like
Mm,
they're tired of him.
yeah, I know if I was a Kings fan, I wouldn't necessarily love Steph the most right now, but I love those games because
Oh,
every time you guys play the Kings and Warriors, it's been
yeah.
fireworks.
I mean, dude couldn't miss yesterday. 14 and 19 from the field and 7 from 10 from 3-point with
Mm-mm.
41 points.
The ball doesn't
That's
even touch the net. I was watching, I was like, that's so stupid. It doesn't even touch the net.
uh, I just love like the underdog story of him. Like,
Hmm.
because he wasn't supposed to be this.
No.
They said he was going to be hard. His like report like was he was going to be hard being a role player, let alone a starter.
Hmm.
So
Shout out
it's
Steph.
crazy. Yeah, love it.
Uh,
He's a Panthers fan,
it,
so he feels my pain.
yeah. We gave up
Yeah,
150 points. Game one. First game. Didn't wait. Didn't hold back. Didn't wait. Just said, here, go
it was
score.
it was not a
We
pool party either.
No, it wasn't. It was a Kuz party. Shout out Kuzma. But listen,
They were in the jacuzzi, not the pool.
what we did is when they went on offense, Dave, every player, they went to the bench for a second, they got a drink of water, and they just did layup lines. They just got their rebound and just kept shooting and scoring because they scored 150 fucking points game one on us. And we scored 120 and still stood no chance of touching them.
Lost by 30 still.
Like, bro, I saw how many points we scored. I was like, bro, we got 120. Let's go. Pool must be going off.
Welcome to the pain of the pool party. Next game he'll go off for 40 but like not be able to
Tonight,
miss.
we play Memphis tonight. I hope he is because I want him to look at John and just start blasting. Be so funny. With a
Man,
water gun, obviously, YouTube. Water gun.
Yeah, water gun.
Pool party. Duh.
Yeah. Pool party. The Nuggets looking good already again.
Braun looking like Braun still.
Wemby looking good.
Very good.
His offensive consistency is gonna get better,
But
but
he doesn't need to. He draws so much attention. He's like KD,
yeah,
like and Sengun from the Rockets. Like he's going to get so much attention just from being 7'5".
the league better hope that his offensive consistency doesn't get better, because if not, he's unstoppable.
If he gets that amount of attention and scores like 30 a game or something, oh my god, that would not be good.
Yeah,
But the way the Spurs team plays, they're playing through him, but they play together. They're going to be fun to watch.
yeah, I agree.
I know Pop isn't happy with having nail biter matchups with the Rockets though.
No, not at all. We got a. It was a Caruso party last night. I love
Hey,
the scene.
shout out
Like that
Bulls.
game.
Shout out Bulls. It looks like Luke might not have a horrible year.
I don't know. He was really sad that they got destroyed by the
He's
Thunder.
probably sad they got the next Sidney Crosby in hockey too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing to be happy about. Just nothing.
He was mad that the Bears won last week.
Because I don't want people to say Tyson Page is better than Fields. If he wins, isn't he better?
So my whole thing with this thing is he doesn't want Caleb Williams because he wants Justin Fields to be the franchise. Okay, then why are you complaining if they win a game? You have to win games so you don't have the first overall pick.
Exactly.
Because you're not trading it back-to-back years.
I hope it's another Brock Purdy story. I just hope Tyson becomes their franchise. That'd be so funny.
They better hope the Panthers start winning games because if not, they get in Caleb Williams.
That's true. I forgot. They don't. Their
Yeah.
number one pick don't even rely on you guys. They can just control their own destiny and just be like, "Hey, thanks, Carolina."
Yeah.
So let's get some dubs, Carolina. Let's get this win this week.
Please.
Let's get this win this week.
I don't want them to have a top 10 pick from us. Like, go on a win streak.
You need it.
Yeah. The Warriors' next game is Sunday against the Rockets. So I need to see Steph go off again against the Rockets. Like, I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm not really looking forward to Jaren Jackson blocking 5 shots probably tonight.
Yeah.
But go Wizards.
I hope Poole comes out and performs well. I'm not a Poole hater. I mean, him and Draymond were the reason the Warriors didn't click last year. Wonder why.
He said you an expensive.
Nasty.
He said you a heavy backpack for 30 or something. Expensive backpack or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know why. Why did Jordan think he can just start talking crap to a future Hall of Famer? Like, guys, listen. If you can be a Draymond Green hater all you want, he is going to be in the Hall of Fame. You don't get 4 rings and not in the Hall of Fame.
It's just how it is. And win Defensive Player of the Year too.
Yeah.
Multiple
And
times, right? Didn't he win it twice?
I don't know if he won it twice, but he's been considered for it almost every year. He's been
Okay.
a starter. So I mean, hate on him all you want. I mean, call him donkey, like call him whatever you want. I mean, call him a dirty player because I mean he might be.
Hey, the Capitals have one of those, and he scored a goal last night. Go Tom Wilson.
So those main three players for the Warriors will be Hall of Famers. Like Curry, Clay, and Draymond will be Hall of Famers.
Oh yeah, the big 3 for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
and I mean Chris Paul will be. Chris Paul will be because of the type of like how good he was.
Yeah. Like, live this up while we can right now because here in a few years, those guys are going to be out of the league. It's going to be sad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, KD scoring 39 against LeBron and LeBron still somehow gets the win. Like, we got to appreciate these matchups while we still have them because I thought last year that Lakers-Warriors might be the last time we saw it, but it looks like we could be spoiled again this year.
I hope so. And I hope it's more of a competitive series than it was last year.
Like a 7-game, yeah.
Yeah, because we need it. Like, we need that LeBron versus Curry series one more time at least.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
would
for it
love
to
for
be a good series.
Yeah, and I would love for a finals one again, but it's going to be hard. Depends on where Bronny gets drafted to and where LeBron plays.
DC. Let's go Wizards!
We all
Bronny
know that.
James, the DC.
Yeah, bro, when's
Why is that
college?
funny? It's happening.
When's college start up? Like, I
Soon.
want because
I don't know when. Let me check when Duke has their first game.
I want to see Bronny play. I don't think he's going to be the better of the two sons though.
No, not in the long run, I don't think.
It's crazy. Like, it's got to be sad to be Bronny a tad bit. It's like you're going to be the next LeBron, and then Bronny ain't the next LeBron.
We our first real game is against Dartmouth, and that's on
Tough game.
November 6th. But our first two real games are when we play the State Farm Champions Classic. We play Arizona, and then we play Michigan State.
Yeah. I'm not excited about college basketball this year, other than like watching people like Bronny, because
I'm excited. I think we're gonna
I
win it.
I like the Mountaineers, and nothing about the Mountaineers is good. We lost another top recruit to Kentucky again.
Yeah, Kentucky's getting a lot of people. They're going to be scary good this year. I think they're going to have the best player in college on their team, Rob Dellingham. Dave, if you want a new favorite player to watch this kid's highlights. After we're done with the show here in a few, like I'm not kidding. Go watch his what he scored 40 points in their blue and white scrimmage game. Their Kentucky blue and white scrimmage game. He scored 40 and he made it look like he was not trying. He hoops like he's wearing a black tank top at the YMCA. Like he's that good. No, yeah, dude, because he's not trying. He's not trying. It's just butter.
Yeah, scary. Whew.
And we got some UFC and WWE coming up in the next week to talk about too.
But Jordan McCabe found out he's finally useful at something in basketball for WVU. He's a good coach. Yeah. Like I was listening to him talk, and I'm like, wow, good coach. Not good player for them. Good coach.
Yeah, didn't he go to UNLV too?
Yeah, and really didn't do anything there either. I was sad. I was so hype about him.
Yeah, he was really good in high school. He was a beast.
Yeah, he was.
White chocolate.
Off the basketball topic, I am sorry, Islam. I'm not going to doubt you again, dude. I
don't even want to talk about it.
So, I don't think this shows that Volk's not one of the top pound-for-pound fighters. I will say right now, Islam's got to – you have to put Islam above him now. But that's a short notice fight. You can't be fighting Islam or any of them.
Volk can't – he can't accept that. He's got to know not to take it.
But he wanted to get his back, and it fell short because he didn't have a full camp. And I'm gonna die on that hill.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a different fight if he has a full camp. I mean, the head kick barely landed, dude. Like it hit him in the forehead.
What he needs to do right now is take some time off, get healthy, get right, have a really good camp, come back, defend his title, maybe against O'Malley or somebody. Or take O'Malley's title.
O'Malley says he doesn't want to fight him.
I mean, rightfully so.
O'Malley's like, listen, in reality, I want somebody to take his title, and I'll go take that title afterwards.
Yeah.
O'Malley's got to defend his title because I'm tired of these double getting the belt and then being like, well, I deserve the double champ now. Like, dude, defend your belt first. Wipe out your division.
That's how it used to have to be.
Yeah, because Conor didn't get it right away. He had to wipe out the top people and then got it. That's what needs to happen.
That looks good. That looks good.
I love it.
I love Conor. I'm hyped to see him return too.
Yeah.
Did you see his Twitter thing after the Logan Paul fight?
No.
He was he posted this long audio on Twitter, and he's like, I was not entertained. And then you can't understand a word after that. Like he says, some of them shots you was throwing in there, they was good, yeah. He's funny, dude.
That fight, those fights were so disappointing. The two main events were disappointing because, like, Logan and Dylan. Why did we think that was going to be a good fight? Like, Dylan is
He's a
nine
grappler.
total strikes. I think he landed and tried to. I mean, he couldn't even take him down and get the submission locked in, dude.
I
You
know.
suck.
He got hammer fisted. He was getting put to sleep.
Like, I'm glad you have Twitter fingers because that's all you got.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he is a good shit talker.
Yeah, he is. And then I want to know what's next for Jake and KSI. I do. Like,
well, they both lost to Tommy, so that's what they're gonna use for the fight now. They both beat so many other people, but they've only lost to the same person.
So my opinion with this whole thing is KSI's main goal was always to just fight Jake and be done with it. But he put up the better fight against a professional boxer. Like, you can arguably say he won. There was no argument that Jake won, in my opinion.
No, because Tommy didn't throw against KSI.
Yeah. But I think Jake could have the career in boxing if he really wanted to, because he's performing.
Technique's good,
He's getting better every time. KSI, he's an influencer. Like,
he's a wild fighter.
Yeah. And if he wants to continue fighting, he's got to be against YouTubers, and he's got to fight Jake like now, because if Jake continues to improve, it's not going to be a fun fight to watch.
No, not at all.
I'm curious what I'm curious what Jake's next fight is, because I think it's supposed to happen December 15th.
I think they're going to announce it soon.
Yeah. I just don't know who it would be against, because there's no way you fight Nate again. I mean,
it might be the KSI fight.
I don't think it will, because it's too soon of a get back for KSI. I feel like. I mean, he really didn't get any damage, so I mean, he could do it.
But that was my point. But it's like he could just stay in shape and just keep boxing if he wants to beat Jake, rather than like.
KSI did say he wants to take a break. He wants to live life, because I watched mukbang, their 10th year anniversary. They asked him what he wanted to do, and he says, "I'm taking a break." Like, so it's been a good run, but KSI, like, if you don't fight Jake within the next year, you're going to get dominated by Jake, because Jake's going to end up being a good boxer.
I agree.
I think it was Joe Rogan said this. If you take away the Jake's name and you say this dude knocked out former champ from the UFC in boxing, and like all these other people, you're like, wow, he's an up and comer. Like, this dude's gonna be good. But since it's Jake Paul, it's like, this guy sucks.
People hate him.
I don't like Jake Paul. I don't like the Pauls. Bro, what's up with John Fury? Like, dude, he wants the attention anymore. Like, I understood once he was doing it for Tommy, because, like, Tommy's not
as good as Tyson is.
He's not as good as Tyson. He's not entertaining. Like,
no, yeah, with the talking, like on the mic.
So, like, well, why is he doing it for this Ngannou fight? Like, why is he trying to make himself the center of attention again? Like, bro, your son would kick the crap out of you. Like,
if anyone gets in my face, I'm knocking them out. I mean what I say. He's so angry.
He said, I'm not afraid of a single person in the, like, he's like, I'm only afraid of one person. He's like, he's pretty much telling Mike Tyson he can get it. Like, dude, stop. Mike will kill you.
Ding, ding, Mike.
I'm excited for Crown Jewels. Like, I was excited about UFC for, like, the John Jones fight, but now I'm not, because John Jones is out.
Mm-hmm.
And sad.
It'll be all right.
He tore, like, it off the bone, so it's sad. 8 months to recover, and then he'll have to get in a camp again. So his next fight will be his last fight, I'm guessing. Like, it was already probably his last fight, the way he was talking. But with this injury, it's almost guaranteed.
If Dana's smart, he'll push 300 back to when Jones can return and just
Yeah.
make that Jones's last fight, because you can whoever he fights, even if it's not Stipe, if it's one of the other heavyweights that like win the interim belt, if it's one of them, you can throw John in there and just like have him fight and be like it's his last fight of his career. If he wins it, he's clearly the GOAT. He's leaves on GSP style, you know what I mean? Just like walks out like full GOAT status. Just
Walks out CM Punk style, jumps over the barrier with the WWE title.
I'm out of here. This is mine. This is mine. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of him, after next week and a month, we'll see him again because Survivor Series is in Chicago, and
Yeah.
they're WWE. They're very predictable.
They're hinting so much. I mean,
They're commentators.
Wow.
Their skits. There's everything. They're like the LA Knight thing. The look in my eyes. What can you see? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Roman dominates him.
Yeah.
They're going to make it a good fight because they don't want to bury LA Knight, but I'm excited for the Logan Ray match.
I'm excited for the card in general.
Yeah, and then I'm sad that this might be John's last match for a while.
Yeah. The strike is about to end, though. It is about time for him to go back.
But the thing is like, bro, why bring him back for this long and not either give him the Intercontinental belt or the World Champion? Like, he's got to either break the record or get the Grand Slam. Like, one of the two.
Both. He's the greatest ever. He should get to do it.
Yeah.
But
And you don't have much more time with him because, like, he's getting to the point where he's getting ready to call it a career.
yeah.
So,
and he won't be like The Rock. He won't come back and do these, like, once in a crazy lifetime matches. Like, you know what I mean? Because Cena's like a type, like, he will just retire. He'll be like Shawn Michaels. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll when he's done, he's actually done.
yeah.
And it's sad.
It is. It is sad.
But hey,
what are you gonna do? I mean,
sports are popping right now, though.
yeah, they are. I mean, this is like the greatest time of the year.
Everything's just in full swing.
I mean, even the the soccer's championships getting ready to start. So MLS, we got that going. We got.
Is it Miami?
I don't know if they made it or not. I know Charlotte made it.
Ooh.
It's the only winning in Charlotte happening.
Hey, for a while in DC before the Nationals won it, it was only the Mystics for WNBA, so
yeah,
it's okay.
Inter Miami CF has no events scheduled, so I'm gonna guess they either didn't make it or whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to go watch Messi so bad. I'm hoping. I don't know how long the deal was for, but we all know he's going to go play for Argentina or whatever and play over there for a little bit because he's going to do both. And then, but he's getting.
I don't even know how that soccer stuff works. Like when it comes to, like, I don't even know.
It's too much for me.
Yeah, I can't keep up with it.
Like, I watch soccer. I don't watch football. Like, if I was watching like the Premier League, that's actual football. Like, that's what it is. But what we have over here in the States it's soccer. Yeah. We sometimes get a good player. Like, we get a Messi at the end of his career.
We got Christian Pulisic right now.
Yeah, so I mean, we do have some players, but the true good.
But he's at AC Milan, so I mean, it's not like he plays in the MLS. He's just an American.
Yeah, the true good like players are going to go play in the Premier League and stuff.
Yeah,
you don't ruin your career in the U.S. first because I mean it's not good.
Not at all. We do appreciate you guys hanging around with us for this episode. We apologize for the half the host crew missing, but we'll be back next week and we'll be able to talk some Week 9 and see where we're at with this NFL season halfway through.
And thank you for the support. Like it's
been for real. Thank you.
Those shorts popping off and stuff, and even the actual podcast episodes are doing well. and it's
Just
just
keep liking, subscribe.
great. Yeah, turn on that notification bell.
Exactly. Well, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.